think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So a special teams mistake on the field goal try leads to a new set of downs inside the red zone. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Defense doing their job. Really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense. No gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Here's Goff now on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. Third down here. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Back to throw. Gone. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Tyler Higbee from 13 yards out. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Zerline out now to kick this one away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Cousins now on second down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. The gain of 39 that time. First down. Here's Cousins. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On second down, Cook. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, who is this guy? He's special. And he said, dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field.
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. They go play action here on first down. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So now back out come the Rams on offense. Second preseason game for them. They defeated the Raiders, who are actually seeing the Monday night opener, but no Goff, no Gurley yet. Will we see them in the preseason?
That's been the big question, not just around the West Coast, but throughout the league. Those guys play it all in the preseason because some teams are leaning more towards, we will count on you being ready for the opener and avoid injury during the preseason. We're now getting word that the Rams are going to probably play Jared Goff and Todd Gurley.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out.
Let's go.
Cousins now from the 50. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And he's brought down. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
Hey, we're good. Wide.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On third down, Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Well, right now, Charles, we sit in the thick of preseason, and, of course, that means we're in the thick of fantasy football draft season. So, the top 5. It's good to have David Johnson back, Le'Veon Bell, of course, Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Brown, all studs. Who would you take number 1 in a fantasy draft?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I would look at Todd Gurley and David Johnson as my top 2 picks. Johnson missed all of last season with a wrist injury, and with potentially a rookie quarterback there and a little bit of a rebuild, he may get more work than he can possibly handle. Todd Gurley was a beast for L.A. last year, running it and catching it. But how about a rookie by the name of Saquon Barkley with the Giants? I think he'll get a ton of touches. And Alvin Kamara, he showed what he could do last year, both running it and catching it. And don't forget, returning it as well.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle.
Hey, 76.
From the gun on third down, gone. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And give him 12 yards and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's a former star crosstown at UCLA, Anthony Barr. Coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will get him one closer.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. In search of redemption from the pick 6. Goff. And he slings one that's incomplete. Well, we progressed through the preseason, so let's prognosticate about the regular season. NFC.
Can we overanalyze?
Yeah, I want to overanalyze, too. NFC, the 4 divisions, who do you have winning them?
Let's start in the East. The Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last year, got better in the offseason. I think they win their division again, although Dallas will make a strong run at them.
Okay. And the South, you're saying you like Atlanta.
Yeah, I do like Atlanta to get back to the top. Tough division. 3 teams in the playoffs last year. Atlanta, New Orleans, which won the division, and Carolina.
Going west, who do you have out there?
The Rams. They took over for the Seahawks last year. I expect them to stay on the top of the heap. But let's face it, a lot of excitement in San Francisco with Jimmy Garoppolo.
And in the north, can Green Bay overtake Minnesota?
They can, but I don't think that they will. I think the Vikings defense carries them home. Kirk Cousins, their new quarterback. The Packers will challenge in a big way, but keep an eye on Detroit as well.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is. Because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now Cousins. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Again they run with Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw is gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
They start the drive with Cole. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Cousins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's Gone. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Gone. And got a man. It's Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Goff to Woods as the Rams move the chains. On 1st down, it's Gone. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. off in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. Out. Here we go.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over, and we'll see what they come up with here on this next play. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And that is no good. So a touchdown. We now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Goff on 1st down. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, here's Goff. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this 2nd half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Sherrills to return it. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They run it again with Cook. And some room to work. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. A give. This is Cook. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, Cousins. And they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. After the play, not a good sign. Dalvin Cook staying on the ground. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
To throw on second down is gone. Linval Joseph. Breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That goes for a gain of 31. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. On first down, Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football. And they're going to speed things up here. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Now again, this is Murray. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And this was pulled in by Rudolph. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Vikings on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He'll get it up the middle. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Third and goal for Cousins. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Carlson now to kick this one away. On the return, it's Pharaoh Cooper. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now you got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he floats one there, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. And that one's complete to Gurley. Fights through, and now a crease. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. On first down, gone. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Again, gone. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's the first catch of the game for Cup, and he's got a first down. From the red zone now, gone. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Goff throwing again. And a little floater there is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing again is gone. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Zerline's kick is good. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now. It's 16-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And a nice carry there of 15 yards. And quickly they get to the line. A handoff. It's Murray. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They run with Thomas, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. They go with Murray again. And not much running room. Down to the 32. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Hey, we're good, we're good. 300. Hey, yo.
Here's Cousins. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Jared Goff and the Rams headed back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? And rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
Back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The Rams on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. He's back to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Here's Murray. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving them. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got this picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly on, they calling for me and they, you want me like you not look, yeah, her Rex on her, yeah, B-Rex better calm down, yeah, if you go around, come around, yeah, whole squad, yeah, squad goes on the, yeah, make some orange gel on my toes, yeah, Farrakhan glass for the chosen, yeah, you can go and get mad.
This is This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. Set to go in a rematch of what would come to be known later as the first Super Bowl. The Chiefs and Packers are underway. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Packers onto the field. Aaron Rodgers leading the way. And it's been an eventful camp so far for Aaron Rodgers. Remember, longtime safety net Jordy Nelson no longer there. Now you still have Cobb and Adams, but some young guys in the mix.
And I was at practice when Aaron Rodgers didn't like the effort level of his young receivers. In fact, he was quoted afterwards saying something I can't say here about that, and he needed them to step up. We're talking about young receivers like Jamon Moore out of Missouri, Equinemius St. Brown out of Notre Dame, Marquez Valdez-Scantling out of USF. He needs them to step up. But the guy he's been most comfortable with in training camp, Jake Kumara out of Division III Wisconsin Whitewater, the cousin of the Chargers' Joey Bosa.
The linebacker Anthony Hitchens there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Here's how the defense looks for Kansas City. Some holes to fill in that secondary. Remember Marcus Peters, after 3 years with KC, he's now in L.A., Charles.
So when you look at the secondary, specifically at the cornerback position, there's a hole there, all right? So they're going to start right away with Kendall Fuller filling that spot opposite Steven Nelson. But let's face it, Orlando Scandrick, a veteran player, knows how to fill a role, could play inside in the slot, can play outside. That's a valuable pickup for Kansas City.
Yeah, he just came over on August 19th. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Open man is Allison, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 18 yards there and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be marked down deep into Kansas City territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 45 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw on 3rd down. Rodgers flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And he missed it. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic 1st down.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
319.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams from 3 yards out. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Kansas City Chiefs and their leader under center, Patrick Mahomes. What have you thought of him so far in the preseason now that he is the guy?
I've liked what I've seen because when he came out of Texas Tech, we knew he had the big arm. We also knew that he made a lot of what they call unscheduled plays. Some of them good, some of them not so good. He might take some chances because he believed in his arm so much. But a season sitting behind Alex Smith, Great lessons for him. When to take a chance, when not to. There's still a little bit of that gunslinger in him. But at the same time, they also see some maturity coming as well. A little more accurate than what people thought.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. They go play action here on first down. And going deep for Hill. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Here's the lineup for Kansas City, and I understand that we have a med school graduate from McGill up in Canada. Who is it, Charles?
Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. Now, I want to say Tardif because I just love the way it rolls off the tongue, but it's Tardif. And his teammates call him Frenchie, and they call him Larry. But you're exactly right. Since the end of last season, he has graduated medical school, fulfilled all of his requirements, as you mentioned, went to McGill, and now he will be starting in the NFL at guard with a medical degree in hand. The first active doctor to ever play in the National Football League.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Ace! Back 58, Royal!
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 22. And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Lambeau in just a moment. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Now it's Mahomes again. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins from 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And on this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the right side. It's Kelsey. And he's in for 2. The fake works, and they take the lead.
Someone really wanted to be in the lead here because that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? You're down 1, you kick it, you got a tie ball game. Instead, they fake it. And I keep coming back to this every time I see it. Remember, if you're faking an extra point now, the ball snapped at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you're giving up 13 yards as opposed to just lining up at the 2 and saying you're going to go for 2.
You're running a big play, lots of yardage for 1 extra point. That's a heck of a gamble.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 30. Touchdown, Packers. Trevor Davis from the back of the end zone, tying an NFL record at 109 yards. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, That theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
Well, he fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it, and you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone, and that's exactly why he did.
And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Well, fit me for a neck brace, partner. One kickoff return in one direction for a touchdown, and the other one, they almost broke going back the other way.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Mahomes now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. Kelsey, the intended receiver there.
Well, CD, in a couple of weeks we can make our Super Bowl predictions, but for right now, I want to get your AFC Division Champion predictions. Who do you have?
All right, let's start in the AFC East. It's New England. Do we need to say any more?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's a challenger behind them in that division right now.
That tends to cover it. Miami believes that they can be. Buffalo will be starting over with a new quarterback. So will the Jets. How about the AFC South? I'm going to give you a surprise there. I think Houston comes back and reclaims their crown and moves ahead of Jacksonville and Tennessee, who were both in the playoffs last year. The good health of Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, Houston in a surprise pick.
All right, how about the West? The West is always intriguing. Who are you taking there?
One of the better divisions in football. John Gruden's back in Oakland. Kansas City has a new quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. Denver has a new quarterback in Case Keenum, plus a terrific defense. But I think the L.A. Chargers ride away with this division crown. Philip Rivers has to get it done, somewhat approaching the twilight of his career. And I love their pass rush with Joey Bosa.
And it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, hey, we got to get in the AFC Week 1 talk. We talked about the NFC and what to look forward to on their schedule, but there's some great AFC games as well.
And many people believe the AFC West is as good a division as there is in the NFL. How about this for an opener? The Kansas City Chiefs headed to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Patrick Mahomes, the new quarterback for KC, has to deal with the pass rush of Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram of the Los Angeles Chargers. And a second one that catches my eye is Houston at New England. The Texans always trying to measure themselves against the Patriots. Now they get back Deshaun Watson. They get back J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless, and they take on the defending AFC champs in Foxborough.
And one crossover game that's pretty interesting. How about Jacksonville against the Giants?
What I like about that one is you have a Jacksonville team that came so close to getting to the Super Bowl last year, but they and the Giants have a similar philosophy about how to play the game. They're going to be physical. They want to run the football. So Leonard Fournette for Jacksonville and the rookie for the Giants, Saquon Barkley, they could both get a lot of carries in that game. And last but not least in that one, how about Pittsburgh at Cleveland? People don't think about that game very much, but this has been the summer of the Cleveland Browns in preseason. Will Baker Mayfield actually hit the field? And can Cleveland start a new era with a big win over Pittsburgh?
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Not that time for Watkins.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
As the Packers make their way back out here on offense, talk about Mr. Davis's trip to Green Bay. You've been doing the camp visits, and you went up to Green Bay. You had a great time, didn't you?
I certainly did, partner, and I went full fan, full historian, you know, Packers lore. So while I was there, I drove to...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Hitchens. Coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And Crosby puts it through. And that'll boost their lead to 9. It's 17-8. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Fights off the defender. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. And I'm not going to say you completely abandoned the passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control the game by running it, have to touch it multiple times in order to have success in this game.
And as we say, yeah, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
Listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On second down, here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. To throw, it's Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Hey, while we've got a second, let's talk rookie running backs. Obviously, the headliner is Saquon Barkley, but there's a lot of good other backs in this class, are there not?
There certainly are, and there was a surprise first-round pick to many people out of San Diego State named Rashad Penny, who went to Seattle. They're trying to recreate that strong running game that they had that powered them to 2 Super Bowl appearances. How about Royce Freeman in Denver? A big-time pickup out of the University of Oregon. They expect him to be the lead runner when the season begins. He'll get every opportunity to do that. Kerryon Johnson in Detroit, out of Auburn. They haven't had a running game since I can't remember, and they need to take some pressure off of Matthew Stafford. Maybe Kerryon Johnson can power them that way. How about a couple below-the-radar guys? Chris Warren is leading the NFL in rushing after 2 weeks. Undrafted out of Texas, running the ball well for Oakland. And if John Kelly can step in and give them some good play in Los Angeles, they've got great insurance for Todd Gurley, who, of course, is their lead back.
A lot of good ones. Of course, the class would have been even better had Darius Geis not gone down with that ACL injury. Tough break for Washington. On second down, here's Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And now running right through him. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On first down, Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go, hey, let's go, come on. 4 down, check, 4 down.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
4 down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go, hey, let's go, come on. Back, come on. Let's go.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Hurry up.
Rodgers again now. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left.
We got 3.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And now another one thrown incomplete. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As you want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out comes Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs offense. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, hey, switching gears for a second, halfway through the preseason, any big takeaways that you've seen so far, Charles?
Now, just a few come to mind. Number one, the roster of 90 that stays that way throughout preseason, I think is a boon for every team because you can practice a little bit better, get a few more things done because you have more bodies, and those guys get to get on tape for 4 preseason games, so I think that's really good. The other part is normal execution, struggle a little bit. Early in the season, guys trying to get it back together. And last but not least, the practice of coming together with another team, 2 joint practices before a preseason game, becoming more and more widespread, and you're getting a lot of really good competition and practice with the best versus the best from each team.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. They'll run with the backup. This is Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Josh Jones in on the stop. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes fighting through pressure. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They do go for it. It's Mahomes. Oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Nick Perry in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Down 2 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
Over here. 26, 319.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd down, Williams. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Packers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Oh, and now he pulls him over, and he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Well, CD, regular season inching closer. You know, looking at the ledger of the games, we'll just stick with the NFC right now, but it starts with a bang. Atlanta at Philly on the 6th.
How about the last 2 teams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl head-to-head to start the season? The Falcons, they didn't win it. Philadelphia did. And then how about this for a second game? San Francisco at Minnesota. In normal years, it doesn't get as much attention, but how about now? Jimmy Garoppolo leading the 49ers to take on now Kirk Cousins' Minnesota Vikings.
Anything else there from the NFC Week 1 catching your eye?
Well, I think the Dallas Cowboys at Carolina, that definitely does, because the Cowboys are trying to get back to the playoffs. Dak Prescott, full season of Ezekiel Elliott, and, of course, number 1, the big man, Cam Newton, will welcome them to Charlotte. And to finish things off, the last game of the season openers, the Los Angeles Rams, last year's revelation, taking on John Gruden's Oakland Raiders. How about that?
The Chiefs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They go play fake. Mahomes. And he finds Jason Morrow. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the 1st.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. Complete to Amaro on the right side. And he gets it down to the 32. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. There he takes the give from Mahomes. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Mahomes going to go on fourth down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Kentrell Bryce picks it. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. You know what? We got a second. I did want to take a look back to the Hall of Fame inductions. Took place in Canton on August 4th. And what stood out to you from the ceremonies, from the speeches that you heard?
Well, for me, beside the speeches, just remembering their careers, I really flashed back at how much I enjoyed watching Brian Dawkins play, and his speech was terrific as well. Robert Dr. Doom Brazil with the Houston Oilers, absolutely loved him as a player. And Jerry Kramer had to wait so long with the Green Bay Packers. For him to get in, I thought was terrific, and I can't wait for next year. First ballot eligible guys, Tony Gonzalez, Ed Reed, and Champ Bailey. That's a strong class.
Another star-studded cast.
Holding offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
On play action, now Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Hitchens in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on second down. Now they got to come up with something big here on third.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And it's taken in at the 9. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it's Chiefs football. First and 10. Out comes Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs offense. And unfortunately for him. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Mahomes. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. The 6-time Pro Bowler, Clay Matthews. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now fourth down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. On second down, here's Mahomes. He'll leave this for Ware. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take this one down to the 20-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. They'll go screen here to run, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They run it again with Williams. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Rodgers going to throw, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Nifty move. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out come the Chiefs now. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there. Quick
lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down. Mahomes now on first down. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a second down. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Now it's Mahomes again. He goes full extension, and he's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Mahomes now on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Kevin King with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Packers on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Now Rodgers. He gets it over the middle of Cobb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 57 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Mahomes now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was a type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Now Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Mahomes to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks.
Let's go.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Bring up. Strong right.
Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. Looking for an opening. Not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Hey. We got 3 down. 318. 399. Inside. Get 300. Here we go. 58. 399.
Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very